From News 7 KWWL, this is breaking news.
Breaking news tonight here, Friday night at 6 o'clock live. KWWL News now confirming that John Deere will have more than 600 layoffs. And we're going to tell you the locations, but we want to say, first of all, it does not impact the Waterloo Cedar Falls locations this time. However, 600 layoffs coming for John Deere employees at 3 locations: East Moline, Davenport, and Dubuque. And we have learned that about 100 of those layoffs will be, unfortunately, at the Dubuque works. Now, the John Deere employees, we've just learned, they've been told today they will be out of their jobs by August 30th. John Deere says that the layoffs are being made. These are additional layoffs, 600 of them, being made because of a reduced demand for the products which are manufactured at those 3 John Deere facilities. We'll have more as soon as we get information from the company or the union. We'll see what they're talking about, if anything. Well, tonight, the state law banning abortions once cardiac activity is detected has been upheld by the Iowa Supreme Court. The ruling coming down today, very close ruling, 4-3. Now, the Supreme Court says the lower court ruling will need to get rid of that injunction on Iowa's new law in the very near future. That's expected to happen in about 21 days or so. Well, Team 7 coverage on today's throughout our newscast, KWWL reporter Emily Moss will break down what exactly that decision means for the state. Daniel Perot will be live in Waterloo tonight at a demonstration hearing reaction from those Iowans being impacted by the Supreme Court ruling. But first of all, we need to talk about weekend weather because once again we are under an alert situation, this time a yellow alert across the KWWL viewing area. You're looking right outside now, the beautiful campus of Hawkeye Community College, just a couple of miles south of Waterloo. So let's talk about what's happening here tonight with Storm Track 7 Chief Meteorologist Mark Stackenberg. We get through tonight though, Mark. Really nice for tomorrow, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's even through the evening hours. As the front gets a little closer, the last couple of hours is not showing any promising potential for thunderstorms around here. So that is good news if you don't want them, or especially the severe ones. So we've got good news there because the threat for severe weather is diminishing here hour by hour. As you can see, there is a lot of cloud cover around the region. There are some showers and a couple of thunderstorms. They are weak across our northern counties. The sky is already clearing on out across the western portion of the state. Here's a close look at the rain and storms across our northern counties, mainly north of Highway 20 from about Waverly northward towards, let's say, just west of Decorah, and these will continue to track on towards the east. There is that potential for a strong to severe storm before midnight, but the threat is diminishing minute by minute or hour by hour, however you want to look at that. So as we head through the next couple of hours, this is probably going to be before 10 o'clock, maybe even before 9 o'clock as the front moves east. Nothing has been materializing, and at this point we're expecting some storms to pop up farther to the west and a bit farther to the south, and that is not happening. So what may happen is the alert may no longer be an issue here as we head through the overnight hours. So a couple of showers and storms are possible, but as for any severe weather, boy, that is really starting to diminish, and that is good news, and good news for the upcoming weekend. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
Okay, Mark, thanks very much. Back to you here in a few minutes. Well, with or without more rainfall, river levels are on the rise right now in Lynn County and Cedar Rapids. And of course, the city has responded amazingly following the great flood of 2008, but has had its share of flooding in recent years as well. KWW reporter David Warrington live for us tonight. David's in Cedar Rapids. He joins us now to tell us more about what Cedar Rapids is doing right now to prepare for this rising wave of water from the Cedar River.
Ron, Cedar Rapids is a city that has made major investments in flood protection, and certainly that comes into big use anytime the water rises, just like we're seeing right now with the water at about 13.5 feet here at the Cedar River in Cedar Rapids. Now, the city has already closed off the Cedar River to boaters. That's something they do whenever the water reaches 13 feet, as it has here. They also have pumps out to clear the water. Michael Duffy is the Assistant Public Works Director for Cedar Rapids, and he explained the city has made a huge investment in flood infrastructure, something that has proven to be very beneficial.
And so there's a lot of permanent flood protection that's gone into place. And every time that those things come online, that changes our response during a flood like this. And so, you know, we have a very specific task list and guidelines as far as what we follow during an event. And this is a good exercise for us to go through and make sure that we're staying current on all that.
Duffy said they always aim to minimize the impact on local homes and businesses, and that planning ahead of time is huge, so they are prepared for how to respond. And this is the third time already this year the Cedar River here in Cedar Rapids has gone above 13 feet, giving them plenty of opportunities to put those flood prevention efforts into use. Live in Cedar Rapids, David Warrington, News 7, KWWL.
Yeah, it sounds like they are well prepared, as they always are in Cedar Rapids. Thanks, David, for the live report. Other news here tonight, major story coming out of Iowa. The controversial Iowa abortion law has been upheld by the Iowa Supreme Court. That will effectively ban abortions at around the 6-week mark, once it goes into effect in about 3 weeks or so. KWW's Emily Moss tonight breaks down the opinion for us, a very close decision.
It was a 4-3 decision with more than half of the pages dissenting opinions. It proves just how controversial this issue continues to be in Iowa's court system. State lawmakers passed the law in 2023, but it's been tied up in the courts ever since. Justice Matthew McDermott writing the majority opinion, laying out how their past opinions on the topic have led the way to this one, saying that abortion is not a fundamental right under the Iowa Constitution, as they ruled in 2021, and deciding to use rational basis to decide legality, as they were stumped on back in 2023. The Supreme Court referred the case back to a lower court with recommendations to reverse the decision for an injunction. Law professor Sally Frank says the court is likely to dismiss the case, allowing the law to begin in just over 20 days from now.
There's really not much for the lower court to do except dismiss it and dismiss the suit and say, the law is upheld.
Although the law is likely to be allowed to go into effect, Frank says she predicts more legal challenges could be on the way, as they have in other states like Texas and Idaho, due to unclear standards of the, quote, mother's health exception.
As doctors don't want to put their licenses at risk, want to help as many people as they can, and if they lose their license, what can they do? So they take the most conservative reading of the statutes and exemptions, and that puts women's health and safety and lives at great risk.
Again, for now, abortions remain legal for up to 20 weeks of pregnancy. Once the lower court reviews the case, abortions will be illegal at the detection of cardiac activity. That's typically around 6 to 8 weeks. During an ultrasound, expecting mothers will be made to sign a written document with a doctor confirming that they know that cardiac activity was detected, and they also know that they cannot get an abortion. You can read the full opinion and dissents on our website right now at kwwl.com. Emily Moss, News 7, KWWL.
Emily, thank you for the update on the decision today from the Iowa Supreme Court. Of course, emotions on both sides are running high. It's always a controversial issue. With that in mind, KWWL reporter Daniel Pro, he's across the street from the studio right now in Lincoln Park. Reaction from Iowans to the big decision and a protest and demonstration about to get underway behind you.
Ron, a solidarity circle for Planned Parenthood is underway here at Lincoln Park in downtown Waterloo, one of several events that is taking place across the state right now. As anti-abortion rights advocates rejoice over the decision, those for abortion rights are expressing disappointment and calling this a dark day for the state.
This is a monumental win for Iowa women, for Iowa families, for babies.
From Iowans who are anti-abortion rights, jubilation.
A baby is a unique and distinct person from its mother, and it deserves protection under our law.
For Iowans on the other side,
it's a devastating day.
In roughly 3 weeks, most abortions in Iowa will be illegal.
People will be forced to carry pregnancies against their will, seek abortion outside of the healthcare system, or bear the financial burden of traveling hundreds or thousands of miles for care.
Planned Parenthood says they will continue to provide abortion care under the law and do what they can to get patients in before the cutoff.
We will provide access to abortion care in Iowa if no cardiac activity is detected.
I believe that we're going to see a worsening of healthcare in Iowa.
Dr. Emily Bavers, a Waverly OBGYN and Iowans for Health Liberty co-founder, says she may recommend more patients seek care outside Iowa.
Unfortunately, pregnancy is a very difficult and dangerous condition that can affect people unpredictably.
As anti-abortion rights groups celebrate a landmark victory, advocates say there's more work to do.
We're going to continue to strive towards that goal to eliminate abortion from the state of Iowa altogether.
Abortion rights groups say their fight isn't over.
We're focused and we're ready to continue the battle to restore dignity, bodily autonomy, and access to full spectrum reproductive health care.
Planned Parenthood and the Emma Goldman Clinic say they've spent the last several months preparing for exactly this moment, including putting resources in place to help Iowans navigate and find services outside the state if they need it, and expanding locations that are close to the Iowa border. Live in downtown Waterloo, Daniel Pro, News 7, KWWL.
All right, Daniel, thanks for the update tonight here over at Lincoln Park. Appreciate the report. Coming up here tonight, we'll tell you more news out of the Dubuque area. Demolition of that old malting and brewing company building is incomplete at this hour. What the city of Dubuque plans to do next with the old structure, that's coming up. New tonight here at 6 o'clock, the city of Dubuque is still waiting on the full demolition of the old malting and brewing company building in the city. Remember, an order filed earlier this month requiring that the demolition be completed by June, debris relocated, site secured, all by June 21st. Obviously, we're now a week past that deadline. However, no work has yet been done in the last few days. The person responsible for the demolition says he has not gotten approval from the property owner to move forward with the complete demolition. Meanwhile, the owner has been cited by the city. We'll keep you informed. Still on the way, we're going to head to East Dubuque for an update on the flooding there on the waters of the Mississippi River. A live report from Tara coming up.
Yep, testing 1 2, mic check 1 2. 1 2. Thanks.
And welcome back here tonight at 6 o'clock with the crest not expected until next Wednesday. Flooding in the Dubuque area is starting to intensify, particularly on the East Dubuque side, of course. Now, Dubuque has the flood wall on its side, no flood wall on the East Dubuque side. Waters of the Mississippi are coming up and rising, leaving some East Dubuque homes and businesses with several feet of water already in some regions. With that in mind, let's go live right now to KWWL reporter in the Dubuque area. That's Tara Konechny. She's live on one of the closed roads near the marina in East Dubuque. Tell us more.
Yeah, the flooding here is devastating to the owners of the Millennium Bar and Marina here in East Dubuque, but they say the support they have received is outweighing the water. Even marina competitors are offering to support them today. The Yardarm in Dubuque and Midtown Marina here in East Dubuque announced that they are putting out tip jars in their restaurants for the Millennium staff. Owner Samantha Trent's also telling me that people are looking to support them in any way, even Venmoing money over to the staff that are out of a job.
I just really want to thank the community for their outpouring support and making sure my staff is taken care of, because when I say we're nothing without them, I really do mean it. And I do want to make sure that people understand there's positive things that come out of this situation. It's not all negative, and we're resilient and we'll be okay.
Currently, the restaurant is sitting with about 2 to 3 feet of water and will continue to rise until a crest happens early next week. The marina will then have to wait for the Mississippi to go down to start cleanup, which could be a few weeks. Cleanup will consist of picking up trash, fixing the electrical, and getting everything back into place, among a lot of other tasks. And there is no definite reopening date. However, their Facebook page, Millennium Bar and Marina, will be updated regularly. Here in East Dubuque, Tara Konechny, News 7 KWWL.
Now, Tara, thanks for the update tonight. I think at the railroad bridge, they're over 19 feet already, expecting to go about 3 feet over flood stage. So appreciate the report, but the crest isn't coming until next Wednesday. I'd like to talk more about that right now with Chief Meteorologist Mark Schnackenberg. Yes, the rising waters of the Mississippi, hard to deal with on the East Dubuque side in those low-lying areas, though it's pretty high overall, and they have the bluffs, but some of those regions by the marina, they get flooded a lot.
Yeah, the railroad bridge right now it stands at just short of 19 feet, going to crest on Wednesday at 21.1 as of this point. As for rain, yeah, we do have some rain falling at this hour. You can see the rivers running across the bottom of the screen. Some of these may come up just a little bit from the recent rain last night, and it is raining right now in Decorah at this hour, with the temperature right now at 70 degrees and the wind at 7 miles per hour. You can see the rain moving across the region, a couple of rumbles of thunder, don't be surprised at that. Some gusty wind, maybe about 30, 35 miles per hour, but there's some weak storms. Trying to pick up a little bit of moisture here, trying to develop some showers and thunderstorms along that line, but so far not a whole lot. As we can see, Decorah off to the south and west to New Hampton. We've got rain, a couple of storms. These will continue to track east as we head through the evening hours. A little closer look to Sturgis Falls and Cedar Falls, just around there, getting a little bit of rain just to your north. But also there's a little bit of rain off to the west here. So we still have the chance for some rain as we head through the evening hours in parts of Black Hawk County as that front passes on by. Heavy rain fell across portions of Iowa last night. Some places up around 2.5, maybe 3 inches of rain, but a lot of locations are in that yellow shaded coloring. That's 1.5 inches or more. So yes, some heavy rain fell across the region, and again, it's right in here. Northern Tama, Benton, Lynn counties, southern portions of Delaware, Buchanan, and Black Hawk counties, 2-3 inches of rain fell in those locations. How about the rain totals for the month? How about this? 7.25 inches of rain in Waterloo, 1.89 a surplus there. 6.52 in Dubuque for the month, a surplus. Still a deficit, 3.6 inches. 6.6 inches, that is, in Cedar Rapids, and 5.09 inches in Iowa City. By the way, the Waterloo, if you add Waterloo and the month of May and June, those 2 months together, and you take those 2 months throughout the entire time that records have been kept, it is the wettest May-June stretch that we've ever seen. We're up around 17 inches of rain. Risk of severe weather, a possibility, a small chance at that as this front passes on by. This front could bring us a few showers and thunderstorms as it moves away. Things will quiet on down as we get through the overnight hours, and a nice day shaping up here tomorrow with a fair amount of sunshine. Temperature-wise, we'll be in the 60s for overnight lows tonight. A stronger severe storm possible before midnight. Chance on that is pretty low at this point. 70s and 80s for highs tomorrow. A nice day, but it will be a windy one. Winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. That wind becomes light here on Sunday with sunshine. 70s for highs. We'll be in the 70s again on Monday. A late day storm. Better chance of storms coming up here on Tuesday. A couple more storms on Thursday and Friday with highs most of next week in the 80s. Ron?
Hey, Mark, thanks a lot. Right now, sports coming up, of course, and Zach Johnson trying to make the cut at the Rocket Mortgage Golf Championship just a couple of days before hosting his Foundation Classic on Monday. And former Iowa Hawkeye basketball star Keegan Murray will get a chance to represent his nation. Sports director Rick Coleman will fill us in.
We've got you covered. Man, we ain't got nothing covered. 2 minutes. Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me? Am I on? Yeah, I'm on. No, I'm not. I'm not hearing anything. Okay. We'll get on the same page. Now I can hear something. I can hear myself in my head. Okay. Okay, I can hear.
Well, I think that was the game. You know, we ended up shooting 40.
I can hear. I can hear you. Yeah. I can hear it. Oh, okay. All right. Everybody good out here?
Good, good, good.
Just trying to make it happen. That bogus Zach Johnson tournament. I got to go down there. Well, I'm already down there, I guess.
Now, KWWL Sports.
Talking sports, former Iowa Hawkeye consensus All-American Keegan Murray just finished a solid second season with the NBA Sacramento Kings. Now Murray is on the radar of Team USA. Keegan Murray is headed to Las Vegas as a part of the 2024 USA Men's Select Team. The Select Team will train with the USA Men's National Team as it prepares for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Now, Keegan Murray was a 2023 All-Rookie first-team player and all-time leader in three-pointers made by an NBA rookie. Keegan Murray will join a group of 15 players who will train with Team USA, the USA Men's National Team, from July 6th to July 8th. Keegan Murray will face off against NBA superstars LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and Jason Tatum as they make final preparations for the Paris Olympics. Now, Keegan Murray finished the second season in the NBA, 15 points, 5.5 rebounds, nearly 2 assists, and 1 steal per game.